Hi everybody, how's it going? I have a cold right now, so if I sound bad, that's probably why. Also, another reason why I might sound bad is because I don't have a script. I'm just winging this. It's a little past 6 in the morning, I can't sleep. My brain is like a big bowl of pudding, so I'm sure you'll forgive me if I'm a little less than eloquent. Anyway, I just wanted to put up a quick little update video to let you know where I've been and what I've been doing over the past year. As you've probably noticed if you keep up with me, I have been way less active this year in terms of putting out videos than I was last year or any year before that, really. There are several reasons for that. If you've been keeping up with any of my community tab stuff or my social medias or what have you, you'll probably know some of those reasons, but I know that not everybody who's subscribed to me does that and probably just watches a video whenever I put it up. So I figured it was worth doing a video like this to kind of get you guys up to speed. Also doing this ahead of hopefully what will be a video release later this month. Which you should watch, because I need money. I only say that partially jokingly. So earlier this year I put out a update video kind of going over the burnout that I was feeling around my style of content and just how it was like kind of generally weighing me down and how I was gonna have to slow down and maybe do some smaller stuff, which, you know, I still have plans to do. Unfortunately, this year wasn't exactly my best time to showcase it because a lot of stuff got in the way immediately after that. So the beginning of the year was basically taken up by my depression drought of just needing to focus some time on me and really get myself together, and I was hoping that after that I'd work myself up to being able to do more stuff again. And that didn't really pan out. First of all, I've been doing a couple of stream series over the past year. You may have noticed that. I had been doing a stream series of Danganronpa Another. I started a stream series of Dual Destinies Blind because, like I said, I haven't played Dual Destinies or Spirit of Justice, Ace Attorney. If you're watching those Ace Attorney videos I was making, I was streaming Dual Destinies so that I could make a video about it in the future. And I plan to do the same for Spirit of Justice, hopefully. That kind of got thrown to the side for a couple of reasons, though, and then I was also doing my stream series of Umineko, which is one of my favorite things ever, and that's why I was doing that. As you may know, I moved out of my parents' house for the very first time ever in my entire life last year, a little over a year ago at this point. It was in September of 2023. Well, something that I had kept to myself for the better part of that entire year, and I had been struggling with since I moved out, was shortly before I moved out, literally like a week before I moved out. I found out that my dad had pancreatic cancer, and that completely upended my world in a really real and awful way, a way that I literally have never felt anything like that before. As you can understand, I felt very scared and anxious and a little guilty about leaving home when it was brought to my attention. And yeah, that kind of made working a lot harder for a while, and to be honest, that was a large contributing factor as to why I was so depressed and miserable during the beginning part of this year, and I didn't tell you guys about that, and I'm not gonna apologize necessarily for not telling people about that, because, I mean, you know, it's my personal business. It's not like I felt like I had to tell people about it or anything like that. But I hope that that's at least, you know, a little bit elucidating as to why I sounded so completely like I was melting earlier this year. I'm sure that probably clears some of that up. I've been kind of sitting on that, especially because I didn't want it to sound like I was trying to drum up sympathy for something, especially when I didn't know what the results would be, especially because obviously I hoped that things would go as well as they possibly could, and I was holding out, hoping for things to improve as best they could. Flash forward to the middle of the year, and I had sort of taken my mental health break of sorts. I was only streaming Umineko for a while there, not because, you know, I didn't care about doing DRA or Ace Attorney or anything like that. It was just because I really didn't have the mental fortitude or the spoons, so to speak, to really do much of anything, and Numineko is just one of those things that I can endlessly talk about forever and brings me a lot of joy, so it didn't really feel as much like work as everything else, if that makes sense. So I was just kind of doing that as a way to keep putting something out because I enjoyed doing it, and, you know, I didn't really have the energy to be doing multiple series at once. But I thought, you know, hey, I've been taking my time, I've been trying to pick myself back up, things are, you know, maybe going a little bit better at this point in the year, maybe I can start to get back to some of those stream series. And believe it or not, I literally did plan to get right back to DRA, to get right back to Dual Destinies around the time that the summer was swinging around. And then the strangest thing happened literally the week right before I was planning to do that. So if you're not aware of this fact, in early August, I was called back home I was essentially told that by the end of the week, my dad was not going to be alive. And that was, yeah, I'm not gonna linger on that too much. That was one of the most uniquely difficult experiences I have ever been through in my entire life, and I do not think that I will be able to explain it, so I'm not going to try. Put bluntly, though, yeah, I was not in a state to do literally anything after that. I took 2 weeks off to handle that. I went back to streaming Numineko only because, honestly, I didn't necessarily feel pressured to return to work, even though I did a little bit. But honestly, like, that was, to a certain extent, I was kind of just doing it to distract myself because, again, it's something I like, and honestly, considering the fact that that series, not gonna get into it, deals with the topic of grief quite a lot, it was a little bit cathartic for me to just sort of try to, you know, find some kind of meaning and purpose in that little bit of work that I allowed myself to do for that while. And that led us to about now. And now I'm finally starting to feel like I can actually start doing more things than just that again. Obviously, I've started streaming Higurashi as well, now that I've finished Numineko, but I actually do feel like I'm gonna be able to go back to DRA and Dual Destinies now, probably. I just didn't feel like I could do multiple things at the same time during that long period of time. I hope you understand why, but we're kind of wrapping back around now. But I know that not everybody who is watching this really cares about my streaming exploits. I'm sure a lot of you are here just for the videos, and that's totally fine. So, to give you guys your update on what's going on that end, I am working on a video right now. It is about Shadow Generations. It is a follow-up to my Shadow the Hedgehog retrospective video from last year. It's going to be a little bit on the shorter side. It's probably going to be around like anywhere from like 40 to 50 minutes, something like that. I'm actually really liking how the script is coming out, though. I'm pretty happy with it. It has to go through a couple passes right now, but generally I like the place that it's at. I think there's going to be some fun edits to be had with that. I'm looking forward to it. At the same time, I have also been working on a script for another video over the past few months. A little bit of a personal video, a little bit of a tough video, but one that I think is an interesting idea and like definitely is very important to me. It's kind of an analysis of the film Perfect Blue, but also at the same time, it's kind of not. It's a lot of things. It kind of uses that as a springboard to explore a lot of different topics that I've been thinking about for the past year or so, even longer. It's a little bit weird. I hope you guys will like it because it definitely has been a very persistent thing in my brain for the past few months. But I've just been having trouble writing it because of the nature of it being very personal, and also me just dealing with terrible writer's block and depression. It's been hard. There's also the fact that we've been through just tumultuous financial circumstances. There have been some job toss-ups in this house, and that's a little bit concerning, and it's just, you know, adult life sucks, man. But I really do hope that next year I will be a little bit more consistent about my output than I was this year. This year it just sucked. It was just like this 2024, on the record, probably one of the worst years of my entire life. But you know, some good stuff happened too. Not everything was a giant explosion of misery and pain. Only most of it. Yeah, this has kind of turned into a little bit of a ramble. Like I said, I'm sorry, I don't have like a script, I don't have a formal outline or anything, I don't have the elegant words to make me sound smart right now. But I just, you know, I felt like before I just come crawling back with a video out of nowhere and beg everyone to pay attention to me. I just thought it might be a good idea to sort of clear the air and sort of explain, you know, where I've been and what I've been doing and why I have been so inactive aside from streams. Streams which are much easier to do for me than scripted content right now. But I am still working on said scripted content, please don't worry. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have an actual, like, outro or anything. I'm saving the patron crawl for next video. I hope you guys understand. I'm so tired. Thank you for being so patient and for supporting me during this time. To dial down the cavalier, tired funny for just a second, I do sincerely appreciate it. It's been really, really, really hard this year to get anything done, or even think about getting anything done. Sorry, I'm so normal right now. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody who has decided to stick by and watch my stuff, and has still been so kind in the interim, even though I have been completely, like, radio silent as far as formal uploads go. Promise that more stuff will be coming soon, and hopefully it will be as good as you remember my stuff being, if not better. And if you didn't like any of my other stuff before, well then maybe you'll think it's good. I joke, I kid, I guffaw. The point is, that's why I have been so dead, and that is why I will be less dead soon, hopefully. Okay, thank you so much for listening to my stupid rambling. Goodbye, everybody. See you later.